Hey everyone, it's Suzanne, and I want to thank you for joining us for your Creative Focus podcast, where we'll help you build a business out of the hobby you love. You will also be able to get the show notes and the links we reference by visiting us at yourcreativefocus.com. Welcome to Made It Happen Monday with Ashley Shelly Trotier. All month long, we are hosting our planner series and talking with industry influencers on how they use their planners. Well, today we are talking with Miss Ashley, who designs some fabulous paper planners. One of the cool pages she has inside of her planner is a Create the Life You Love, where each month you put your word of the month or mantra, then you identify what creates happiness in your life and what you want to do more of. And my favorite piece that she has you write in is what you are not going to do that month. Talk about brilliant. Plus, you write down what you're planning on creating, routines and habits that you identify as helping you, goals, and a monthly bucket list. I couldn't help but have Ashley on the show to talk about her planners, the business she has built, and the story behind her unique design. Ashley, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Now tell us a little bit about you and your love for planners.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of funny because I'll start with a little story about my mom. She's actually known for keeping everything that I made when I was little, like every craft, everything that I made. She would keep all these things. And now that I'm an adult, she'll, give me different things every once in a while. And it's fun to see that stuff because I was actually making lists and organizing things as a kid from the very beginning. So I think it was just something that was going to happen regardless. Being organized and writing things down, it's just really therapeutic for me. And so making a planner was actually really natural and it was really fun to do.
What made you decide to do this and produce as for physical planners as a business?
I went to college for graphic design initially. And when I graduated, I was working in the corporate world for about 5 years in the fashion industry, which is totally different, from planners, but there are some things that I've been able to weave in, which has been nice. But just the organizational aspect of writing things down, I've always done that. So I liked the idea of having my own planner that I could design the way that I thought would help the most people and also help me. I use these planners every day myself. So it's really nice to be able to bring something to life like that and be able to help people organize specifically on paper, because I just really like to write things down versus the digital aspect. I use my phone for, things here and there, but if it's a planning thing, I'm putting it in my planner.
What makes the Ashley Shelly planners so special?
One of the big things about it is balance. And actually, I spent a lot of time as a kid and even now with my mother's mother, my grandmother, and she always would tell me everything in moderation. So balance is a huge part of my life. And I think also being a Libra, my birthday is in October, I'm all about balance in that aspect too. So having a planner that is functional, but also has inspiration, there's fashion involved, which is the covers and the different designs that I do every year. All of those things combine to have a good balance for people. And it works for me, and I think it works for lots of other women out there.
And your planners come coiled, and then you have these adorable little notebooks, like the Notebook Bestie, that are not. What made you decide to create these cute little notebooks?
All of the little notebooks that I sell fit into the front pocket of the Ashley Shelly planner. So everything that I have is made to work together and be able to carry it all together. The budget notebook, the Notebook Besties, those kind of things, they all fit within the planner. So you can use them as a system, but you can also take them separately in your purse and it's smaller, something that's quick, to bring with you on the go. And quality is huge for my company. So the paper, the materials that go into the planner and the notebooks, all of the details I spend a lot of time on and getting samples and trying things out. I want to make sure that this stuff is going to last people a long time, and especially for a planner that you use all year. At the end of last year, my planner still looked brand new on the outside. The inside was written in and well used, but the paper and the covers, everything it still looked awesome at the end of the year. So I think we're really on track with that, with the quality being a huge aspect too.
You just launched a new notebook set.
Yeah.
Which is how I found you.
Yes.
What style and design did you release in May and why?
The new ones that just released in a set are the dot grid notebooks, which for the bullet journaling community, that's what they would refer to it as, a bullet journal. But we call them the dot grid notebook. And there's a set that I released this month where you get 4 of them, all different designs on the cover, but the inside pages are the same dot grid layout for the bullet journaling. And it comes with a pen as well. And it's only $20. So it's a good deal. You can buy them separately too in my shop if you just want one. But I like sets because you get like a sampling of everything. So those were really cute. I'm excited to see how those are doing. But they've been pretty much flying off the shelf since I've been sharing those. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, it's really nice because I did buy the set. I have to say, I saw you, it was the bullet journal junkies you had posted in there.
Yes.
And I was like, it's been crazy. Ashley, I have been nuts. I have actually gone bullet journal bonkers since I first interviewed Helen. And I have 10 Rhodia bullet journals.
Oh my gosh,
now.
That's awesome.
I bought your set of the 4-pack.
Yeah.
And I love the white paper. It is so bright.
Thank you.
It is so creamy. It is so thick. One of the reasons why I like the Rhodia ones is because I do a lot of stamping.
Right.
And so I will, stamp in my bullet journal if I have like a blank area. It's very rare. I love my Tombow markers for using in my bullet journal. Yeah. And one of the things with the Rhodia, the paper is really thick and it doesn't do the ghosting. And so when I got yours and they were this bright white, I was like, I wonder how this is going to work. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, I use my Tombows and I use my Inkjoy pens and I've stamped in them and I have my big washi tape, and I have the thick Queen and Company washi tape, the glitter one. Yeah. And I put it inside of your dot grid notebook.
Awesome.
I don't have ghosting. I don't have bleed through. Mm-hmm. The heavier washi tape handles gorgeous on the paper. It really is a fun little notebook, and it actually fits inside of my Rhodia. I can put it right in there because I've been using yours as like my dump, my to-do list dump is what I call it.
That's awesome.
And I've just been doing all of it in there. I have it so I can go back and put it in my to-dos every single day, and it fits in with the little elastic strap. So I am loving your new plan. I'm loving it. And it has that bright white paper.
Yes, the paper is huge. Like I was saying, all of the quality of the products, that's a major thing for me. Balance in like the usefulness of them and then quality of the materials. Those are my 2 big things. And the paper, when I found that paper, it's just like you were saying, it's so smooth. I always call it butter. It just it's so nice to feel. And the bright white, I like bright white. I'm always like a cool toned color fan. So like even in our house, like we have, gray walls versus khaki colored walls, everything with a cool tone. It's so much more relaxing to me, and like it just is like a clean slate. So that white paper, it's nice.
and it's the paper weight is really, was it 80 pounds?
Yes.
Is that what you use? Yes. Which is really, really nice. So you don't feel it feels substantial.
Right.
There's some.
It's not too thick so that it's not like heavy and bulky to carry around, but I think that's the perfect weight for me. I've always been a fan of that. And that same paper that thickness is in the Ashley Shelly planner. It's in the budget notebooks. It's in everything that I sell. So if you get one product from me and you feel that paper, everything else that you can buy in my shop, it'll be the same, which I like because it's consistent and people know what to expect and they can get that same quality no matter what it is they're purchasing. But yeah, huge fan of that paper.
And the size is a nice size.
Yeah.
So
5x8. Yeah.
5x8. So it's perfect for tucking in your purse, like you said, in your planner. I put it in my bullet journal.
Yeah.
And all of your notebooks, your notebooks are that size, right? Your little bestie notebooks.
Yes. All of the notebook besties, budget notebook, and the Docker notebooks are all 5x8. So those will fit if you're like a traveler's notebook person. I think it's the wide size is what they fit into best. And then, of course, you don't even have to put them in a traveler's notebook. You can just carry them alone, or you can put them in the front pocket of your planner. The only notebook I sell that has a little bit larger size is the Daily Peace Journal. And I believe that one's a 6 by 8.5. And it's just a little larger because that's meant to keep like on your nightstand where you can write at night, or in the morning with just your thoughts and kind of clearing your head. That one is more meant to kind of stay at home and, be something as a relaxing activity. So that one's just a little bit bigger, but everything else is 5 by 8.
What other notebooks do you have in your collection?
So we have the Notebook Bestie, which is a lined notebook. So if people are not into the bullet journal craze yet, or if they haven't started that and they just like a traditional lined notebook, that's the Notebook Bestie. Like I just mentioned, the Daily Peace Journal, that one is more of a clearing your mind and getting your focus. You can do that at night or in the morning when you have some quiet time. And then, of course, the Ashley Shelly Planner. So those are the different notebooks that are in the shop right now.
I do want to go back a little bit because I talked about it at the very beginning, and this is that create the life you love segment inside your planner. What inspired that, and what is that all about? And is there more to it than what I just said?
It's very much a part of that balance that I was talking about in the beginning, everything in moderation kind of thing, where there's a lot of planners out there where it's either just a scheduling tool or it's too much of something else that you have to write in with the inspiration. So I want everything to be in balance and have, like I said, the function, but also inspiration as well, and a little bit of fashion thrown in. So that I call it the creative spread, which I refer to it on Instagram. And I post once a month whenever it's time to do the new one to kind of remind everybody that has a planner that it's time to sit down with that spread and use, about 15, 20 minutes of quiet time and just really focus on what you want to do that month, what you want to create, and get yourself, focused and centered for the month. And I think it really does help you start with that positive mindset. So it's only 2 pages. It's not too much to do, but it's enough where you're giving yourself that time. And I think that's important for all of us because we all get so busy and we want to, take the time to think about what we really want to create every month. And I think doing it monthly is good instead of just once a year or, weekly might be a little too much. So it's just like, I keep going back to that word balance, but that's definitely my thing. So that's where that comes from.
And it's really nice because we do have, obviously, a creative focus with the podcast and with our company. And when I saw that, it really spoke because it's not too much. Like you said, if it's every week, people get overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff going on. And it's almost like you set yourself up for failure.
Yeah, we don't want to create one more thing for you to do that's going to be a weight on you. And I've been thinking about that a lot, too, as a business owner. I subscribe to different emails and things like that I think in the beginning are going to be really helpful for me. And even some of the best things that I subscribe to that I love reading, if I'm busy and I see that thing come through, it just looks like one more thing that I have to do. And it actually becomes stressful instead of helpful. And so I'll often unsubscribe to even amazing things that I would love to read, but I'm just not ready for that right then. So, you have to give yourself that time, but not overwhelm yourself. And so that's where that creative spread comes in every month. It's just enough, but it's not meant to just add something else that you need to do. It really is worth that 15 minutes. And I think we can all, find that 15 minutes once a month. So
exactly. And that's just it. And doing it once a month, because things do change.
Right.
Our lives change. School gets out, summer happens, people get married.
Exactly.
So, having that month to kind of get yourself centered and balanced before you go on to the next month. And these are the projects that I'm going to be working on. So it kind of brings in that focus. So I really love that create the life you love, your creative spread inside your planner.
Thank you.
That really, it was wonderful. So yeah, so those of you who need to get a little bit more focused in your life, that creative spread would be very, very good for you.
Absolutely.
So, last year, you were interviewed by The Chat on First Coast News to talk about your planners.
Yes.
What was that like for you as a person, but also for your business, getting that exposure?
It was actually really exciting, but also nerve-wracking too. It was my first time being on TV for my brand. So that was, of course I was nervous, but I was also super excited to have that chance. And it was awesome. I loved doing that. And it's funny because I'm actually, by nature, I'm an introvert. And, I think that's pretty common for people that love to organize and are very calculated in the way they think. A lot of us are introverts. And so, being around a lot of people or going on TV and doing something like that where all the attention is on you, it can be very draining. But I knew that it was something that was totally worth doing. Like the leaps that I take every once in a while, where I get out there and do something out of my comfort zone, those things always have the biggest payoff. And when I do it, I'm like proud of myself for getting out there and doing it. So it was great. I'm glad I did that. And it was really nice to have that, to have that video footage to share, and just, my family got to watch it. It was just awesome.
What plans do you have for Ashley Shelly in the future? Do you have any new releases coming out?
I do. There will be the 2018 planners launching in the very beginning of September this year. So those design files have been sent off to the printer, and we're going back and forth with samples and things like that right now. And I'm really excited. There's going to actually be 4 different cover designs that launch in September for that. There was only 3 this year, so I added 1 more, and some new exciting things with that. So I'm really looking forward to launching those. So yes, September.
The colors of your planners that you have this year, I have to say, are very, very bright and cheery. Like you said, you got your cool tones. You got this turquoise with the purple. I love the marble cover that you have for the dot grid. Are the color schemes and the color families, are those going to stay the same for 2018, or are you coming out with something a little bit different?
They're going to be a little bit different, but there's still some things that will be like our standard. Aqua is definitely a brand color that is probably going to be around forever with me. It's my favorite color. So there will definitely be a lot of aqua involved, but I feel like I've been going through a purple phase lately where I've just been loving purple, and there's going to be some purple involved in the covers for the planners in 2018. Some really gorgeous details that I've added with the binding, and I actually posted a few sneak peeks on Instagram, but last year I only had silver binding in corners on the planners, and this year we're adding some rose gold details as well, so there will be that option. So I'm really excited about that new thing too.
Before we end the show, we have our fun fact segment where we find out about your personal favorites.
Awesome.
So Ashley, what is your favorite pen to use with your planners and your notebooks?
Okay, so I think actually you might have mentioned one of them earlier yourself, so you might be a fan as well. My favorite pen is the Le Pen. So it's like a plastic tip colored. They have all different colors, but I love writing with those in the notebooks that I have because the paper being so smooth, they just flow so well. So I love Le Pens, LE pens. And then also I have to pick a second one because I just recently started using these and I'm kind of in love with them. The Papermate Inkjoy Gel 0.7. Love those too.
Yeah, it's my go-to pen. I use the 0.5s because I like the finer,
I
finer
try
tips. So those
too.
Le Pens.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have 5.
Wow.
5 sets of the big packs. I have them like they're unopened because I have them on my wall.
Yeah.
Because I don't live near a store that carries them, so I have them all over the place. But it's like the Le Pen. You know how that has that fine tip on it?
Okay.
So the Inkjoys are just, if you like that finer tip,
perfect.
I am so in love.
Okay, well, I'm going to get me some 0.5 ones then as well, because I have the 0.7 I've been trying out, and I really like the ink. So definitely 0.5 is next then.
Yes. Oh my God. And that aqua one that they have. Have you tried? Did you get the big pack of the 0.7s?
I got a 3-pack actually at the Go Wild Planner Conference last month in Nashville, and I got a purple, an aqua, and a pink. So of course I love all those colors, but I'm gonna have to branch out and get some more.
Oh, get the big pack because they have several different blues. Okay. They have a gorgeous, like a teal aqua.
Yeah.
And then they have this beautiful berry that's almost like a violet. Ooh. So it's like this purple. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Get the big pack.
Yes.
You'll love it.
That's gonna happen.
And then what is your favorite notebook cover that you've designed?
Right now, I think my favorite, it's actually on the Notebook Bestie and the Budget Notebook at the moment, is the Ombre Pineapples cover. And I wish that I would have done it in a dot grid notebook as well now, because it seems like people are really a fan of it. But that one's my favorite. I painted the texture for that myself, and then I scanned it in and put the pineapple cutout of that painted texture. So it's got the ombre, like aqua to purple to pink. So gorgeous colors, but all the work that went into it makes me love it even more. And what's even more funny about that is that every once in a while I'll kind of get stuck creatively and not know like what I'm going to do for my last cover of 4. Like I'll have 3 that are solid, and then that 4th one just kind of stumps me. And that's when I go to my husband and say, is there anything that you've been thinking about that you think I should do, or any ideas that you have? And he's the one that came up with that. So we can give him credit.
Nice. Way to
Yeah.
go, hubby.
Yeah. He's awesome like that. He comes up with some really creative things. And a lot of times the one he comes up with is the bestseller. And I shouldn't be mad about that. But sometimes I'm like, hey.
Yeah, my husband was when I owned my stamp company. Yeah, the ideas he would have for like sentiments for stamps
Yeah.
would always end up being the ones that were huge. And I
That's
just look at
so
him and I'm just
funny.
like, really? It
I know.
is.
How does
So
this
yeah.
happen? But it's good. We're lucky we have those helpful partners. It's really nice to have that.
What is your favorite part about owning your own business?
That's a huge question, but I do have an answer. And I think it's because the motto for our company is create your best days. And that's on the planners, that's on everything that I sell. And that came about because that's really my philosophy in life is every day we have the chance to make it the best one. And we can spend our time doing things that we love, and we have the chance to do that. And being a business owner is like the ultimate way to do that, because you have the freedom to literally create your best days. And every day I get to set up, what I'm doing and my schedule. And I didn't have that same freedom in the corporate world. And I think that's why I was just meant to be a business owner. That feeling is what that statement is. I mean, it's the freedom to be able to do that. And I love that.
I would agree as a business owner. You
Yeah.
nailed it. Nailed it. Where can people go to learn more about you and Ashley Shelly Planners?
Yes, they can go to www.ashleyshelly.com. And my last name is spelled Shelly. So a lot of people do EY, but mine's just Y. So ashleyshelly.com is where the shop is. And then you can find me on Instagram at Ashley Shelly. And then on Facebook at Ashley Shelly Official. And those are the ones that I'm using the most. So you can find me there.
Ashley, thank you so much for being on the show today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And we will have links to Ashley Shelly in our show notes, along with the links and photos for her favorites. Be sure and let us know which of Ashley's bestie notebooks is your favorite in the comments. So go out to her website, look around, see which one you like the most, and let us know. And until next time, this is Suzanne, and you have been listening to your Creative Focus podcast. Happy planning!